Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And this is the first time I've actually featured a skirmish game on my channel. This is a tier 8 skirmish. The clan run by Superbird, who's somewhere in here. Where is he? Over there. And we're here on Pearl River. And it's not the most, well, tactically I think it's a very good game, but the interesting bit that I brought into the reason I've decided to play this video is the monumental amount of damage I absorb in this thing. Now, the Pike noses, whether an IS-3 or a 110 as I'm driving, are traditionally you know, they're relatively bouncy. They're weird, aren't they? Because they're bouncy as long as you're not angling them. So in some respects, side scraping is a bit of an art form, because as soon as you start flattening off the Pike nose, which you're doing by side scraping because you're angling the tank slightly, you're actually flattening off the Pike a bit. But of course the Pike on the 110 is actually a lot better slopes than the Pike on the IS-3, but the counter to that is that whopping great lower front plate, which you're trying to hide. Anyway, the initial plan was just to come up to here and hold this position, but there was nothing here, so we just carried on. I decided to go this way because I've actually got decent view range on this. I'm running coated optics, which gives me a noticeably better view range than a IS-3. So I figured I could actually do some use up here. Wings Up's going through in his Panther 2. Initially I thought about backing up to support my the 3 mates down at the bottom there, but decided no, actually I'll hang around here a little bit. I'm not obviously doing much use, but we've got these 2 RU-251s, and I'm thinking actually I'm better tank for this position. You know, RU-251s are mobile, fast, and after a little bit of poking out, a couple of shots, Super suddenly realised that actually I'm right, and putting a Pike nose here is a sensible thing to do. You can see we sort of split our forces, but we're in a bit of a pincer really. We've got two IS-3s and a T-32 holding the unfortunately just lost an IS-3, so an IS-3 and a T-32 holding the centre. You've got me sort of in the middle sniping, but I'm also doing a bit of spotting because of the view range on this thing. And then you've got 5100, another IS-3 off to the left. Jag Panther 2's also giving support on my left as well. Although he's a little bit injured at the moment, excuse me. Second time I've recorded this video, I was yawning in the last one as well. So, the 251s, which are now going to be supported by the 1390, have gone all the way around the map. And basically they're trying to find where the
it's a trap.
remainder of the enemy is, because if you look, there's a WZ-132 which we last saw in the cap zone but hasn't been seen since. Oh, see that? I took a hit and then instantly ricocheted. Now I think that hit, oh no, that hit was into my side, so it was gold, and he's just managed to hit me probably at that best spot to hit me. Either that or it's that hit underneath. How many hits have I taken? Well, I'm taking the one. There's that hit on the side. There's also a hit on the I could see a hit behind my track. But you can see some of the ricochets I'm taking. And the gun on this thing is slightly more accurate than the IS-3's gun. It's lower caliber.
Critical hit.
It's, I can't remember, 100mm versus the 120 that the IS-3's got. But it's got slightly better accuracy, better RPM, slightly worse alpha. So you can play it like I'm playing it here.
Enemy armor is damaged.
You can see how I'm slowly taking these apart. Take the odd hit. I think that one hit my cupola. Yeah, you can see it hitting my cupola there. They're obviously aiming for that. Getting the odd lucky shot on a lot of bounces. But I'm bouncing cold, you know. This isn't
Optics repaired.
a
Track fixed. Let's roll.
random game, you know, where most people think it's 5 AP. I'm taking hits and gold from this. I've backed off because I think Soup's actually asked me to. He just told me to stay safe. You can see it was in a good position. We've got an idea of where one their IS-3s and the 152 is, and now I think the 5100 and the IS-3 are going to come all the way around. Oh, that's right. I'm actually moving, and I'm basically covering the retreat of the 5100 and the IS-3. They're going to work their way around, all the way around the map. And at this point, the enemy actually think they're winning this game. They're not. 2 of our tanks are locking... Well, 3 of our tanks are locking down at least 5 of theirs. The 3 camping IS-3s. There is a third one which hasn't been seen for a while, but is at the far back in... pretty much where it's seen in the map in H0. I'm not sure where the H9, the one that was last seen in H9 are, but the 2 in F7 are still there, and of course the 2 that I've been dueling with most of this game are still there. I haven't done a huge amount of damage. I've only done 917 because for me they're having trouble hitting me because I'm well angled. I'm having trouble hitting them because they're IS-3s and I can't really aim for weak spots even though my gun's slightly more accurate. So basically Soups is waiting for his cavalry to arrive at this stage. Although I think the Soups is actually dead. No. Slippy's the IU-251 that's died. So it's just a waiting game at this stage, redistributing our forces and just waiting. If the IS-3s try to sneak through, I'll certainly get at least 1 shot on them, and they're unlikely to kill me. You know, if they snuck through there, I can probably nestle into this rock well enough, or just get, you know, hull down enough. Or just get rid of them. I mean, they're not on great amounts of health before they get rid of me. So, I'm just playing the waiting game. My first shot's definitely going to pen them because it'll be from the side. Their first shot might pen me. I'll take those odds. But as it happens, that doesn't actually happen. We still know the one IS-3 is down in exactly the same spot. So we're just waiting, reorganising our forces. You'll notice things don't move very well. That's because those tanks across the far side of the map are... Actually, no, the book's micropatch has gone in, hasn't it? So I don't know why they're still a bit jerky. First time I recorded this was before the micropatch went in, and they paused for a long time around J2, and it was like, what they're doing, and I realised it's the bug with the minimap. But no, they've fixed that now apparently. There you go. They're absolutely convinced they're going to win. I'm now starting to move back into position. We've decided they haven't moved. We want to see whether the IS-3s are still there, so he knows what he's facing. And I'm just trying to... I'm being cautious with the side scrapes. Of course, I don't want to take damage. I want to see them. Initial movement just to... I think I was just setting myself up in case I needed to pop out, and I think he's asking me to pop out now. So, and there we go.
It's a trap! That one didn't go through.
Spotted them, took a couple of hits, took a speculative shot at them, and just back into waiting. Pop out again.
It's a trap!
And I was actually...
Enemy is hit!
Put your girl pants on. and decided actually I could probably win this. So I don't, you know, although I'm side scraping, I'm really just sort of tightly angled against the rock. You know, I'm not going to disappear. I'm just going to sit here, bounce anything that fire at me, and which of course by moving. And how bad driving was that? It just reverses up and completely flattens the angle. Not quite how IS-3s usually struggle with flattening their angle, but it's the same effect. Can't remember why I switched to APCR at this stage. I think it was just because of the range and I wanted to get rid of them.
It's a trap! Critical hit.
Him. Did he get his tracks back straight back up? No. So I'd see whether I could actually block, and it turns out that actually shooting that knocks out the whole corner of that building on both sides, so I've sort of blown his cover away now.
Enemy armor is damaged.
He's hit me.
We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't explode.
But we've won this now, they're down to 3 tanks. I've done nearly 2,000 damage. Finish off the building, not quite the intention.
Critical hit.
Reload. Gun trolls me straight over the top of him, and one of my friends takes him out. But I actually get that 7. I get that 7 tracking damage, and we're down to 1 IS-3 who is hasn't really moved. He's, as I say, he's still in H0. I sit here for now, even though I can see that their IS-3's threatening our cap. Just in case he pops out, I can give a bit of support still from over here. But it wasn't really needed. Got rid of him, and I now head for the for our cap. We've put on a cap, and of course in these games the important thing is winning more than when you win by cap. Don't cap kill all doesn't really count for these, but that's still go off. I'm no point in heading for the cap circle. Those guys are perfectly safe. There's only one enemy left. I just figured I'll go round and see whether I could get one last shot in on their IS-3, which unfortunately, well, which I don't manage to do. That's all she wrote. But that was a really good game. Some nice tactics. That sweep round by the lights, then backed up by the heavies, shows that you do have time in these games, and you can chop and change. But the main reason I played this video was purely down to that tanking. It's not very often, especially in these kind of games, that a tank can actually get himself into that kind of position. I was obviously helped by the enemy tactics. Three IS-3s facing off against one 110 really should have pushed a bit harder. But there again, they didn't know where the 5100 and the IS-3 had gone. So they probably didn't push because they thought they got support. And our 5100, of course, could have absolutely kicked arse if they had pushed. As it was, because we'd sort of showed ourselves and then disappeared off their radar, they were probably thinking, oh, I better stay back. So overall, it benefited us, and we won quite comfortably in the end, 9-5. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Got an interesting video that I'm going to do, probably record straight after this and then upload them probably simultaneously in the AT-15A. But that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you soon. Ta-ra.